For a politician who sells himself as Israel's Mr. Security came a reminder of its frequent absence in and around Gaza. A week before polling day, sirens gave notice of a new round of rockets, forcing Benjamin Netanyahu from the stage at a campaign rally in the southern city of Ashdod. For his main electoral opponent, former army chief Benny Gantz, Gaza is Netanyahu's weak point on security policy.
The deterrence has been utterly eroded. It's time to act. It's time to put an end to this. It's time to change the leadership.
Gantz challenged Netanyahu to come to the southern town of SDEROT and look into the eyes of its frightened residents. But SDEROT has long been a stronghold of Netanyahu's Likud party, and in April's elections, 2/3 of its voters chose Netanyahu or his right-wing allies over Gantz's centrist bloc.
We hope it will be fine. I don't have the tools that Netanyahu has. I hope what should be done is done.
Netanyahu doesn't bring us security on the days rockets are launched. That doesn't mean that I stop believing in him.
On one level, Netanyahu's approach is hardline. Israeli snipers have killed more than 300 unarmed protesters over 18 months of border demonstrations. Rockets out of Gaza are answered with punitive airstrikes. Gantz calls for a broader military campaign, but its precise outline and prospects of success seem as hazy as the Gaza skyline from SDEROT. For all that Netanyahu's opponents criticize his Gaza policy, they have yet to come up with an alternative that is fully believed and supported by the residents of this area. And as for the wider Israeli electorate, Netanyahu's message to them has always been that Israel's #1 security problem is not Gaza, but Iran. And so, days before the election, Netanyahu unveiled new allegations of Iranian nuclear wrongdoing.
The only way to stop Iran's march to the bomb and its aggression in the region is pressure, and more pressure.
Militarily, Israel has been ramping up that pressure, striking Iranian interests not just in Syria, but in Iraq, and engaging in a cross-border escalation earlier this month with Iran-backed Hezbollah in Lebanon. But for all the risks, being forceful on Iran is seen as boosting Netanyahu's electoral prospects.
There are Israelis who are disturbed by some of his domestic tactics, and he's embroiled in corruption allegations, which he denies, and so on. But on security, he's seen to be pretty credible, and he's also not seen as a military adventurer. He doesn't want to drag Israel into major conflict.
In recent days, though, Netanyahu's Iran policy has lost some of its luster. Donald Trump has raised the prospect of a meeting with Iran's president, a significant blow to Netanyahu's strategy of maximum pressure. The challenge for his opponents is to convince Israelis that they can entrust such matters to someone else. Harry Fawcett, Al Jazeera, Southern Israel.